What's up, y'all? It's Josh Menifee here with the Kountry Fan Mail Podcast. Giving an interview. It's been a minute, but I believe everything you're gonna hear in this interview, you're gonna love, and you're gonna get to know the artist better.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Clutadon, Kountry Fan Mail Podcast. And as y'all see, I'm with my favorite person, my favorite EP, my favorite wife, Miss Spicy.
I'm glad that I'm his favorite wife. What's up, fan makers? We are here with our special guest and returning fan mail contributor.
We ain't figured out a word for it, but shout out to the homie returning to the show. Mr. Jason Menifee. What's going on, bro?
What's going on, bro? How you doing? How y'all doing?
Good, man. Good. I appreciate you coming back, man. It's been a minute. We was talking it's been almost 3 years since you've been on the show, man.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all for having me. It's been 3 January and make 4. It's been a minute.
Up.
It's crazy, it really kind of makes me remember that, we've been doing this shit for that long, so it kind of forget when people come back. It's like, damn, okay, we've been doing this shit for a minute. And same for you, you were making music well before you came onto the platform, and then you came on, and then all these years passed, you still doing it, because Lord knows, don't everybody keep doing that shit.
Yeah, it's not for the weak-hearted.
Yeah.
It's definitely not.
We are so excited to have you back, and a lot has changed, but this question hasn't. Welcome back to Kountry Fan Mail. What was the first song you heard today?
The first song I heard today, no lie, SZA, Snooze.
I love that song.
Okay.
Me too. Especially when they get to the bridge part.
I know, right? Truth be told, I look better under you.
Man, hey.
I think I let all the man hater songs from that album deter me from actually giving that album a legit listen, because all the songs that I was hearing were all the songs that were I knew my ex was playing, and I was like, nah, fuck that shit. I ain't listening to that.
Man, you don't I be singing that in the shower, so I don't know how he can't I don't. Yeah.
No, that album is good. I like it, and that song just it hit you. It'd be it's just a
right?
good song. Yeah, especially when you got that person that you can relate to with the lyrics he's talking about, how you just don't want to be under nobody but that person. So I'm in that situation, so it's I like this song.
I know. I so love that you're in that situation. I was hearing it in your lyrics.
I was just about to say, man, listen, the tracks that you said, man, I feel like you're tapping into a different side that, and it's I heard it before on some other tracks that you done, but I realized I saw a theme surrounding all these tracks, and Pisces said it best. She was like, it's not cool for men to be vulnerable. It's not cool for men to talk about their feelings.
Man,
but it's so cool at the same time. It's yes, give it to us.
Yeah, you gotta it seems like everybody tries to be nowadays this gangster, this tough guy. I don't have feelings. Kind of you can cuss on this podcast. I don't want to.
Oh no, please, fuck shit.
Yeah, so you don't have guys now who make music be oh, fuck these bitches, fuck this women. I just want to do this, and it just be bro, that's why all y'all sound the same, because nobody's being vulnerable and tapping into the emotional side and connecting. Because that's why women love Drake so much, because he's super vulnerable and he makes them feel like somebody understands. But I just felt I had to tap into that side. It was just I'm gonna just tap into this side.
For sure. I mean, I feel if you pay any amount of attention to hip hop and to the game, and really just seeing the artists that were able to capture both the women and the men were the ones that were the ones that really went far. I mean, going all the way from the beginning, LL Cool J. I mean, he was probably the first person to do it, where it was he had all the dudes being yo, it's a hard ass rapper. Then he had I Need Love, and all the girls oh, he's talking to me, and it's just it just went left on that one, man.
Yeah,
so
I get it, but that being said, you could have the trend writers, it still hits different when it's authentic. So tell us about your muse. Is that too personal?
No, that's fine.
Okay, great.
So gotta remember which ones I sent him because this is so funny. So the one that's titled Nautica's Joint.
Yep.
That one I produced all of them by myself besides the OMG Girls, my homie AKO produced that. But the muse for Nautica's Joint is the woman I'm with now. And it was just kind of like writing from the standpoint of when the song starts, it's kind of like, let me know if these 4 pages is not enough for you. How many more times do you start feeling comfortable? So it's like I'm asking her that question. Then her rebuttal is only back and forth when I don't let emotion show, and I'm still healing from my exes. Thought I'd let you know. So that's her response, and then everything else is me responding to that. So it's like that's about just how like me being a guy who like before I met this woman, I kind of was immature in the sense of my decision making and my thought process. But as I've been with this woman, I've been growing and maturing as a man, which I love. And like it helped me understand sometimes, you know, people deal with things differently. Like the way I get over my exes is different than the way this person may get over theirs because there's no telling what type of trauma she got and how she deals with it. So it's like that's why the hook is how it is. Cause it's like I'm telling this woman it's okay, like it's gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? Long as I continue to write from this standpoint and let you know I understand how you feeling and I'm going, you know what I'm saying, stick around and be there. So like she was the muse for that song. Damn, I hope she don't trip when she see this.
But like, correct me if I'm wrong. 4-page, it is like an ode to Aaliyah.
Yes.
Okay.
I want to say Aaliyah was like when I was a kid, I used to be so infatuated with her. Like I was like so in love with her. I had it in my mind when I become a grown up, I'm gonna marry her. And then that tragic day happened, and I remember as a kid, where I'm from, the city, the radio station was saying like, we got some sad news. Aaliyah tragically passed in the plane. I started crying as a kid. I was like, damn, I can't even marry her. So that 4-page line, that was an ode to her. Like it was an ode to her, like, you know, because I really loved her music and I still do. But yeah, it was an ode to her. But then it was like me turning. That was my 4-page letter song to my girl. Like this is about you.
I like that
because it literally took me 4 pages to write that. I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey, how hard is it? How hard is it finding those? You know, because I feel like you have artists like Wale, where I heard him in interviews and he's talked about when he writes his love songs, he was like, this shit ain't personal. It's not about me. He was like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'll be doing my thing. He's like, I write love songs, I write poetry. He's a poet, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
But then you have other songs where there's actual real life muses and people that actually inspire that. How different and or difficult or easy is it to have those real life muses in your music?
So for me, it's easy. Cause like I like to write what I've been through instead of trying to like I don't want to say fake something, but write something that's not really nothing I've been through. So it's like I can't perform this in the microphone and feel it because like I haven't been through it. So I feel like for me, writing what I've been through and that as being my muse, it's like I lived it, so I know this is me telling my truth and me being honest and me being vulnerable. And even with being that, it's like I know with that song, when I did let my girl hear it, she heard the part about not being over the exes, and that's the first thing she hit me with, like, so you're not over your exes. And I was in my head like, damn, she don't understand when you dating the artist, baby, you gotta like just listen to the music and enjoy the music, but that's about you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it got its good and it got its bad moments, but it's like, you know, I feel like it make the art more beautiful when it comes from the heart.
He's grinning because he knows that I too would be fixated on so you're not over your exes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some shit like, I mean, honestly, I remember there was that one time where she found a poem that like it was a poem, maybe like a spoken word / like maybe it was a song that I wrote. And
it was
about
a
one of my
poem about how miserable he was. It had no date on it. It was clearly in his handwriting. And I was like, oh my God, is this about me?
I have no idea why I kept it because it was actually pretty fire. But it was,
sometimes we hold on to things.
You know what I'm saying? It was one of them things that I don't know what I'm gonna be able to do with that later. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's kind of the best part about, at least like, if I have to try to compare myself to being an artist in any type of way, I try my best to do things with this podcast that I've looked back at and was like, damn, I wish I could have done that as a kid. Like,
Yeah.
I've always wanted to talk to artists and just understand the process, understand how y'all write, understand how y'all get behind shit, understand how y'all do it. And that's something that I always wanted to tap into as a child. So, like, what are some of those things that, I mean, and I know, so I think we spoke about it, in our last interview, how you got into, beginning to write, beginning to make music. But
Yeah.
what is one of those things about making music that you just really wanted to do as a child?
I ain't gonna lie to you. This might sound cheesy, but bro, I just wanted to make music that women loved and like just like write about women, like, and just like kind of how Tupac had Mama, and like he just connected to women emotionally too. Like that's what I wanted to do as a kid. Like I just wanted like the girls to be like, oh, I like this song. Oh, I like this song. Like, so it just made me want to be, I don't know, I guess like just I don't know. I just like writing music like that women love and that relate to women and make them feel good.
Ain't nothing cheesy about that shit. I mean, it's better than saying you wanted to write music for other niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like you was worried about what the next nigga thought
Yeah,
versus worried about what you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's how it is.
I
Now,
feel like
man.
that's hella authentic as well. It's just like I was trying to get late.
Yeah. Yeah, like that just I don't know. That's just where I pull from. Like okay, I can get in my conscious bag and drop bars and metaphors. And like, yeah, all right, I can do that. But I just feel like I love like when I play a song for somebody, like when I play a song for my girl and she hear it and she be like, oh, I like this song. I like your tone when you singing this and that. I just love it. Like I get a rush out of like, all right, shit, let me go make some more records because if she like it, the world will love it.
Yeah.
Do you feel like with your new music, you are coming with a softer tone and volume as well?
Yeah,
Is it
yeah.
because of the subject matter, or you just are tapping in with your emotional side in general?
So to honestly answer that, I think it's a mixture of both. Like tapping into that emotional side, like to put them lyrics on the microphone, I can't treat it like it's a rap song, and it's like, oh, I need to have my tone be like aggressive and assertive. Like on Aaliyah's joint, I feel like the tone matches perfectly with the production because it's like it's not too aggressive, but it's not too soft, and it gets the message across. So it's like, okay, I feel where he's coming from. So it's a mixture of both.
Yeah.
I noticed that in your production as well, and you kind of you already kind of answered the question because I was going to ask you about the track fronting, and I was laughing because when you had sent it, you were just like, yo, skip the 2 minutes and 16 seconds, and I was like, nah, nigga, I'm listening all the way through. So I listened all the way through, and I was. What's going on, fan makers? If you know anything about Clue to Don, you know that I love sneakers. But the one thing that I don't love is the fact that I can't wear them all at the same time. But what I can do is display them on these dope cases that Pisces got me. Now, before y'all get discouraged thinking that y'all can't trust the site, y'all can trust the site because these bad boys came from Amazon. So, even if you don't like them, you can send them back and you don't got to worry about having bad customer service. Open these up for y'all. All right, what we got in here? We got some Air Max. Got some Dunks in here. Some Nike Zooms. Jordans. Jordan 2s. Jordan 1. Let us know what y'all think, man. And they're not that expensive either. They're not that expensive. We got about 12 of them. Good price. Check it out. Links in the bio. Just like, yo, okay, I like it. I was like, I wonder if he produced this. And I like tracks like that, what I'm saying, that really just have that you set the mood first. I mean, everybody likes when the beat drops and on some of the baby shit is first bar, first beat, and you start rapping. That's cool. But it's also nice to really let the beat build, you know what I'm saying? So like Tell me a little bit more about that song and how how you built that and why you structured it like that.
So fronting, so one day I came home and I was like, yo, like I want to make a song that's like kind of like Pharrell chords inspired. And I was like, but I want the drums to hit and be bouncy. So when people hear it, it's like, they be like, because the way it transitions on the project that is going on, it's like, okay, intro, this song called Hearts Overdose, then you get Nautica's joint, then you get this fronting. Fronting changes the pace of the project. It's like, okay, now we up tempo now. And when I produced it, I laid the drums first and they was bouncy and I was like, oh, I just need like some Pharrell chords. And I started playing some chords and I was just like, oh yeah, this is it. Then I added the synths and the bass, the synth bass. And when I added from that, I was like, yo, I want to call this fronting because it feel like I want to talk about all the times a girl that fronted on you or like just made you feel like, all right, you this important person to me, but it's just a front because like I don't want to see you with nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
So when I made it, that's why the hook comes in.
Yeah,
like that.
that whole we could have an hour-long conversation about a motherfucker holding you up because they don't want to see you with nobody else.
That's facts.
Yeah.
I mean, that's relationship wise, that's musically.
This is why I'm here. Because I was like, I feel like I should be here for this interview.
Yeah, because she was listening to the music. She was just like, yeah, he's tapping into some other shit right now. I think I would have talked to him because we talk to so many different people, and I love everybody that comes out to the show, and it's like literally just such a litany of folk and talent and niches or whatever, what I'm saying, whatever you want to say.
Right. That being said, everyone doesn't pique both our interest. Just I
piqued both y'all interest.
I mean, you already know I'm a fan.
I mean,
I
know, Clue.
Well, no, we're definitely fans of everyone, but it's just like it's in a world full of simps, it's refreshing to see a Black man love out loud and be unashamed about it. And like when you write music to amuse or you have any type of creative inspiration from a person, like love stories are meant to be shared. And so that piques my interest, of course.
And to be able to talk about real shit, what I'm saying? I know what you would say, you was like, your girl, she kind of tripped at that part, but honestly, there's some shit that if I wrote it right now, just in the raw way of me writing it without the context, if Shay just read it, she'll be like, what the fuck are you saying? But I would have to actually explain it because there's shit that I'm pretty sure Shay has written somewhere that if I read it, I'll be like, what the fuck is this about? And then not understanding that for one, it might not have anything to do with me. It might just be how she was feeling at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we're all human.
Yeah, and I can agree with you on that. Like, that's kind of what I've been getting better at as a guy. Like getting better with my communication ability of my emotions when I feel like something like is bothering me, rather than bottling it up and not saying nothing and then bringing it up later, or like kind of like just lashing out about shit rather than like being able to, okay, well, this was what's bothering me right now. And that's why I'm saying like that's a part of like the relationship that I'm in that's helping me grow, but it's also helping me grow as an artist because it's like, damn, like I'm thinking differently. Like I'm thinking differently when it comes to songs. Like, oh, let me try to make a song like this. Like, oh, let me try to speak on this because I used to feel like this, but I know somebody out there probably feeling like this right now, but maybe this song could help them like get over it and get through it.
And it's not to throw any shade at your prior works, but you can absolutely like see the maturation. You can see how much you've matured in the new maturity. Anyway, you could see
what you saying.
the progression of it. You can also see, just the emotion that's put into it. So, it's definitely not like I feel like anything that you put out is art because allowing for people to look into your soul is not an easy thing, but this is a beautiful work of art.
And you put out everything that you put out literally is a different, like a different glimpse into you in a different way. You know what I'm saying? It's like literally everything you put out. And I kind of, I don't know if this is even a good segue, but are you still please correct me of the name, but there was a collective, I want to say it was Poetic Village.
I knew that was gonna be next. I knew it. I knew it.
I pay attention, and I like when I see things, and then when I don't see things, I'm just kind of like,
no. To answer that question, unfortunately, no, it's not a thing anymore. But it's like it's no animosity or bad energy. It's like it wasn't working. It was kind of in the space of the time wasn't right. And everybody just, had their own things they wanted to do. And you couldn't find no middle ground as a group. And that's the hardest thing to do as a collective of art, is find that middle ground where it's like, okay, everybody's happy doing this thing. So
I'll tell you what, I quit the podcast like every week.
Literally every week. I'm just like,
because he's a very difficult person to work with. There is no middle ground. Everybody has their own direction that they want to go.
I mean, I can be pretty difficult, and it's because we come from two different sides of looking at things. Even though we both want to do the same thing, we just like how y'all wanted to make music. I'm sure y'all wanted to do some sort of doing something to get out there.
But the route in which you go doesn't always look the same.
Yeah. And I mean, it's actually go ahead.
No, I was saying, like that's kind of what it was, man. It was just like one person want to take it this direction, one person want to go that direction. I want to go this direction. And it kind of was just like, maybe it's just best if we just all, just go back to being individual artists. And it's like everybody still got love for each other. Everybody's still cool.
Sure. I mean, some of the best shit comes from those things. You know what I'm saying? I was just listening. I didn't know the full story of I think his name was it Space Ghost Perp? And so he's like pretty much going all the way back. He's like one of the people that like, is accredited with giving ASAP Rocky and their whole team like their swag and like their, how they do things. Like they were like a whole collective. I can't think of the name that they had, but anyways, essentially there was a fallout. Everybody kind of went their own ways, and it's like you have people like Denzel Curry, you have the ASAP Rockies, you have the I don't think XXX was ever a part of them, but he was kind of around that same. They was all inspired by each other, that SoundCloud era. But my point in saying is that sometimes when that splinter off happens, or when that break off happens, it just means you covering wider areas. Everybody has a, a piece to be able to go get, because it can be hard. Like, I don't know, it can be hard. It can be a beautiful thing when it works out, for sure. And like, that's not what I wanted to hear. Like, I was really hoping that you was just gonna be like, oh yeah, Harry, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I completely understand. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I love the fact that, it's not any bad blood there, for sure.
No, it's no bad blood. Like me and Aaron James, we got a record that I produced coming out on his project though. So his project is called Let Me Know. I can't wait for him to drop it, but like, it's a real dope record. It's like, it's real dope. It's smooth, dope, and it's like simplistic. Like, it's not overthinking, but it's like very dope.
So do you feel like you are going with the more smooth in and softer? I don't want to say softer, because it's not like we're playing fucking elevator music, but it's a little, I mean, chill, like more chill vibe with your production in general, or are these just special projects?
So to answer that question truthfully, when it gets to this winter time, like this fall winter season, like I just get in this zone where it's just like I just do this because it's like,
this is like the pre-cuff. Is this pre-cuffing season?
Yeah, like
Like
I get
you
into
get
that
into the
pre-cuffing.
cuffing season mind frame because it's August. It's like before football season is pre-cuffing season.
Yep. So I just get into this element where I write from this standpoint, I create from this standpoint. But like I got a record with my homie Ali Grant. It's called Flows, like where it's like I'm rapping from like a standpoint that people be like, whoa, I didn't know he rapped from that type of standpoint.
Oh,
Where
he
it's
was
like,
on OMG Girl too, right?
who?
He was on OMG
Oh
Girls.
yeah, he was on a hook with me on OMG Girls. But like
Yeah.
we got a record where it's like it's some hard, like some knocking in the could be in a club, knocking the club getting tore up. Like it's hard. Like
Word.
it's just like I don't know. Wherever I'm at as an artist in that point, that's how I create. Like, you know, like so where I'm at right now, like I'm just at this point where it's just the music is more smoother, chill, soft. It ain't like I'm not on no conscious bars all the time. I'm not trying to like lead the revolution and stuff like that, which is nothing wrong with artists who do that, but it's just like I feel like that time period of music is like has passed. Like everything sounds the same now, and I feel like that gives me leeway to like really like fuck some shit up and turn the doors sideways because it's like I don't hear nobody making music like this no more.
For sure. You definitely got a lane. Definitely got a lane, and you carving that shit, man. And I mean, speaking of,
Appreciate it.
we've been talking about this for sure, man. We've been talking about this upcoming project. Like when can be expected, man? Like what, you know what I'm saying? Like let us know everything about it, where it's gonna
Okay.
drop, who's gonna be on it,
Right.
are we gonna get a full advance copy, all that shit.
Are you singing any of the hooks? I mean, I'm getting there to the point in which I'm asking if the next thing is R&B.
I don't. We gotta see how that goes because I feel like R&B is like nowadays the R&B you talking about and the R&B that's nowadays is like two totally different things. I don't think I'll be out here on no like Keith Sweat or R&B singing R. Kelly. Like I ain't gonna be out here like that, but just more of the like mellow, chilled, melodic creating.
I was literally just telling
that.
Clue today that R&B now they just say whatever the fuck they want to say.
Yeah, it's not.
Like, yeah,
it's hard to find good R&B. Like it's artists out here who making good R&B music, but like when you think of R&B and if you was born in the 90s and before the 90s, like that's R&B. The early 2000s, the 90s, the 80s, like you know what I'm saying? Like we know R&B, but like I don't think me personally, no. If it happens, it happens. I wouldn't be mad at it, but like I don't know. I just like to say more melodic music because like on the hook on Aaliyah's joint, I'm doing a hook on that one. On OMG Girls, I'm doing a hook on that one. But the funny thing is, because Clue is just asking about the project. So the first project is gonna be an EP with some songs I'll let y'all hear, but it's like 5 different songs, and it's called Does It Hurt Still? And it's just a collection of like me talking about past dealings with women. In the sense
it
of
sounds
who I
really
used to be.
messy.
No, it's not messy. It's like it's just expressive, like where it's like, yeah, you gonna know this song is about you, but I'm not gonna say your name to make it feel a certain way. But yeah, this song is about you.
Yeah,
I
like
and
that.
then the project with appreciate that the project with like the ones y'all hear now is gonna come out in the top quarter of 2024, like January, February, and I don't know a title for it yet, but like I was thinking like "Oh Nine Serenity," but then I was like, I don't know, because then I thought of something else, and I was like, oh, this will sound hard too, but I don't know. But yeah, it's gonna be like November 18th for Does It Hurt Yet, and then January, February for the project with the songs y'all didn't heard, like OMG Girls, Nautica's Joint, and Frontin'.
That's crazy.
Okay.
All I heard was Does It Hurt Still? Then the next one is gonna be, yeah, this shit is about you.
I think you
some
just
type of
lightweight helped me get
variation
the
of
title
that.
for the second one. I think you just helped me with the title for the second one. Yeah, this is about you.
Like it's like a carry on type shit. Like, yeah, like, hey man,
I'm gonna have to give you
listen.
credit for that.
Yeah.
Hey man, hey listen, I don't even need nothing, bro. You the genius behind the work, bro. Cause like you know what I'm saying, like literally like listening to your music. I'm excited for this new project. I'm very happy and refreshed to hear the growth and hear the progression in your music. You know what I'm saying? Listen to your music for these years, and like I said, I'm definitely glad that you came out on the platform, bro. So like I appreciate you for real.
It's always nice when artists tap back in because it's like in a real way, Clue follows everyone. Like sometimes I'm like, who is that? And he'll be like, remember? And I'm like, no, but I can figure it out. Which then makes me go back and like listen to the interviews again. And I'm like, dang, first of all, it's dope because it really forces me to see how much one Clue has progressed as a host and an interviewer, but also just the artist in general. It'll be like people's mannerisms will be different. They'll be like in a dark alley, the first interview, yes, I'm talking about you. And then they come back and they have lights.
No, yeah, because I heard before it cut out, you were saying like I was in the dark lane before, and it was like, yeah, I get it. Yeah, I was. I mean, but see that's why I was saying like the place that I was in, mentally in that place, in that space, it was just like, it was so dark. And I was like, I don't want to be one of those artists where it's like, oh, why is he so dark? Why is everything so this? So I was like, you know what? I was battling myself like, yo, you are talented. Like, bro, you can do more than just rap, bro. Like, stop just trying to rap. And that's when I challenged myself, like, okay, bro, like, be vulnerable, be emotional, talk about shit that hurt. And I started doing that. And I was just like, okay, I'm on to something.
That's real. That's definitely real, man. And I appreciate you, you know what I'm saying, you sharing that, because that being honest about the place that you're in, and the vulnerability, just the area, the mind, the headspace is the word I was trying to find. Being able to be open and vulnerable about the headspace that you're in a certain time is very important. And you know what I'm saying, even at that point, you know what I'm saying, with the podcast, I was in a different headspace as well. And I'm a lot more chill now, a lot more relaxed, a lot more collected, because I do have a team now, and we're able to build off each other, But before we get super long-winded into that, please let everybody know where they can follow you and where they can listen to your music.
Okay, so on Instagram is Solo Uno Ja. And then Twitter is Women Love Ja. And TikTok, I think it's the same thing, Solo Uno Ja. And you can look up my name on Spotify, Apple Music, whatever you stream on, as Josh Menifee.
Thank you. And Josh, before we wrap this up, one final question. I know you are not out here trying to be, a preacher or a heavy inspirational artist or anything, but if there was one message that you could get out to everybody listening, or everybody in the world, fuck everybody listening, think bigger, like all these people are going to listen to this one day and they're going to be like, yeah, that Jay Sean was on to some shit.
Yeah, you gotta, like, okay, one thing I could give, honestly, always check on your friends that check on you, and they always smile, and even when it's not good in their life, but they always make sure they check on you. Just be considerate and always check on, your friends that check on you the most.
Man.
Damn. That's, hey.
We love that. Fan makers. Make sure you are checking on your people.
Check on your people. Sure. Tap in. It's that damn simple. Once again, man, we definitely appreciate you coming on. I'm pretty sure everybody watching appreciate you coming on. Make sure that you tap in. Cluedadon, KLUEDADON _ on Instagram.
It's Pisces, PISCES on all of the things.
And this is Kountry Fan Mail Podcast, another motherfucking episode where a fan makes a fan. We out.
Bye.